There comes a moment in every life when we feel tired, discouraged, and unsure of the road ahead. We all face struggles. Some are battling fear, others are weighed down by past mistakes, and many are searching for purpose in a world that seems to have lost its way. But I want to tell you today, there is hope. There is a way forward, and it doesn't come from the world. It comes from within you. Too many people are walking around with their heads down, believing the lie that they are not enough. They say, I don't have the talent. I don't have the education. I've made too many mistakes. But let me ask you, who told you that? Who told you that your past disqualifies you from a future? Who told you that you don't have what it takes? That is not the truth. The truth is you were created with a purpose, designed for something greater than you can even imagine. Some of you are facing storms right now. You've been knocked down, rejected, hurt. You've given your best, and it feels like it wasn't enough. But I want to tell you, this is not where your story ends. The challenges you face today are not meant to destroy you, but to prepare you. Every struggle, every setback, every tear is shaping you into the person you were meant to be. You see, the great men and women who have changed history didn't live easy lives. They faced hardships, opposition, and moments of doubt. But they didn't give up. They didn't let failure define them. They pressed on when it was hard. They stood firm when others walked away. And in the end, they fulfilled their purpose. You may feel weak, but there is strength inside you. You may feel afraid, but courage is rising up. You may not see the way right now, but if you keep moving forward, doors will open that you never expected. I urge you, don't settle for a life of regret. Don't let fear hold you back. The clock is ticking, and your moment is now. Stand up, shake off the doubt, and step into the life you were meant to live. Your best days are still ahead. Believe it, walk in it, and never give up. Life is full of struggles. No one is exempt from hardship, no matter who they are or where they come from. Some face financial difficulties, others wrestle with broken relationships, and many carry the weight of disappointment, fear, or regret. At some point, every person reaches a moment where they feel like giving up. But I want to remind you today, there is hope in every struggle. No matter how dark the night may seem, morning is coming. No matter how heavy the burden, strength is available. No matter how lost you feel, there is a way forward. Too often, people believe that their struggles are a sign that they are failing, that they are unworthy, or that their situation is hopeless. They look at their difficulties as a curse instead of seeing them as a stepping stone to something greater. But if you study the lives of those who have truly made a difference in this world, you will see that their greatest moments were birthed from their greatest challenges. The people who inspire us the most are not those who had an easy road, but those who faced adversity and refused to let it define them. Struggles do not come to destroy you, they come to strengthen you. Think about a muscle. It doesn't grow without resistance. When you lift weights, the strain on your muscles creates tiny tears. It's in the healing of those tears that the muscle becomes stronger. The same is true in life. Every hardship, every setback, every difficulty is an opportunity for growth. It's in those moments that we develop perseverance, resilience, and a deeper understanding of what we are truly capable of. Some of the greatest stories of triumph began in the lowest valleys. There are people who lost everything and found a way to rebuild. There are those who were told they would never succeed, yet they rose above the voices of doubt and made an impact. There are individuals who suffered great pain, but used that pain to bring healing to others. The difference between those who remain in struggle and those who overcome is not their circumstances, it's their mindset. If you believe that your struggle is the end of the road, then you will stay stuck. But if you choose to believe that there is hope, that something greater is coming, then you will keep pushing forward. Hope is what fuels perseverance. Hope is what keeps a person standing when everything around them is shaking. Hope is what turns obstacles into stepping stones. Maybe you are in the middle of a storm right now. Maybe you feel like you have been fighting for too long and you don't see a way out. I want to tell you today, this is not the end of your story. The struggles you are facing are not here to break you, they are here to prepare you. Every challenge you overcome adds to your strength. Every time you refuse to quit, you prove that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. History is filled with stories of those who turned struggles into success. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections before becoming one of the greatest leaders of his time. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection and hardship before becoming a global icon. What if they had given up? What if they had let their struggles convince them that they weren't good enough? The world would have missed out on their gifts. And the same is true for you. There is something inside you that the world needs, and your struggles are shaping you to bring it forth. The hardest seasons of life often bring the greatest transformations. Sometimes what seems like a setback is actually setting you up for something better. The job you lost, the relationship that ended, the failure you experienced, they are not meant to define you, they are meant to redirect you. What if the closed doors in your life are actually protecting you from something that wasn't meant for you? What if the struggles you face today are preparing you for a future you can't yet see? The key is to keep going, even when you don't feel like it, even when everything inside you says to quit. Because if you keep moving forward, one step at a time, you will come through stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Your struggle does not define you. Your response to it does. Choose hope. Choose perseverance. Choose to believe that the best is yet to come, because it is. From the time we are young, we are surrounded by voices of parents, teachers, friends, and society, all telling us who we are and what we can or cannot do. Some of those voices are encouraging, but many of them plant seeds of doubt. They tell us we are not smart enough, not talented enough, not strong enough. And over time, we begin to believe these lies. We allow them to shape our thinking, and before we know it, we are living beneath our potential, trapped by the very beliefs we accepted as truth. Limiting beliefs are some of the most dangerous obstacles to success. They are invisible chains that hold people back, not because they lack ability, but because they have convinced themselves they are incapable. How many dreams have been abandoned? How many talents have gone undeveloped simply because someone believed they weren't good enough? People don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they never give themselves a chance to rise. It is not circumstances that determine your destiny. It is your mindset. Two people can face the same hardship, yet one will rise while the other remains stuck. The difference is not in the situation, but in the way they see themselves. One person believes they can overcome, while the other believes they are defeated. And whatever you believe about yourself will shape the way you live. If you believe you are not worthy, you will settle for less. If you believe you are not capable, you will never take risks. If you believe your past mistakes define you, you will never move forward. But when you reject these false beliefs, when you choose to believe that you are capable, worthy, and full of potential, everything changes. There is nothing more powerful than a mind that is free from limitation. History has proven this time and time again. Some of the most successful people in the world were told they would never amount to anything. Albert Einstein was once thought to be slow because he didn't speak fluently until he was 4 years old. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. If they had accepted those limitations, the world would have never seen their greatness. But they refused to let someone else's opinion define them. They rejected the voices of doubt and chose to believe in themselves. And because of that, they changed history. Many people think their limiting beliefs come from outside sources. But the truth is, the most damaging voice is often the one inside. It is the quiet whisper of self-doubt that creeps in when no one is watching. It is the voice that tells you that you are too old, too young, too broken, too late. It is the voice that magnifies your failures and minimizes your strengths. But just because a thought enters your mind does not mean it is true. You do not have to accept every negative idea that comes your way. You have the power to reject it, to replace it with truth, to remind yourself that you are more than your mistakes, more than your struggles, more than what others have said about you. One of the greatest battles in life is the battle of the mind. Every day you must choose which thoughts you will believe. Will you listen to the voice of fear, or will you listen to the voice of courage? Will you accept the lies of failure, or will you declare that you are capable of success? The choice is yours. No one else can do it for you. You can either allow limiting beliefs to keep you small, or you can rise above them and step into the life you were meant to live. Every great achievement begins with a belief. Before a building is constructed, it exists in the mind of the architect. Before a book is written, it exists in the imagination of the author. Before a victory is won, it exists in the heart of the one who refuses to quit. Your future is being shaped by the way you think today. If you want to change your life, you must first change your beliefs. It is time to break free from the lies that have held you back. It is time to silence the doubts that have kept you from pursuing your dreams. You are not too broken to be healed. You are not too weak to be strong. You are not too far gone to turn things around. There is still time, still hope, still a future waiting for you. But it begins with rejecting the lies and embracing the truth. You were made for more. Life is not always easy. Everyone at some point faces difficulties that seem impossible to overcome. Some struggles come unexpectedly, knocking the wind out of you when you least expect it. Others linger for years, testing your patience and resilience. No one is immune to hardship, but the difference between those who rise and those who remain defeated is not the absence of adversity, it is the response to it. Adversity does not come to break you. It comes to reveal what you are made of. It is in the most difficult moments that strength is built, character is formed, and resilience is tested. Diamonds are created under extreme pressure. Gold is refined by fire. The strongest trees are the ones that have weathered the fiercest storms. The same is true for people. Hardships shape you in ways that comfort never could. When everything is easy, there is no growth. But when you are forced to fight, to dig deep, to push past the pain, that is when you discover the strength you never knew you had. Too often, people look at adversity as a curse. They ask, why me? Why do I have to go through this? But the truth is, some of the greatest breakthroughs come from the greatest struggles. Think of the most inspiring people in history, leaders, inventors, pioneers, and visionaries. None of them had an easy road. They faced rejection, failure, loss, and setbacks. Yet instead of allowing those difficulties to define them, they used them as fuel to keep going. Every setback became a setup for something greater. There are two kinds of people in life: those who let adversity stop them and those who let it shape them. Some give up at the first sign of difficulty, believing that if something is hard, it must not be meant for them. Others press on, understanding that difficulty is part of the process. They refuse to quit no matter how many times they fall, and in the end, they are the ones who rise, not because they never struggled, but because they never allowed their struggles to defeat them. Pain has a purpose. The very thing you are going through may be the thing that prepares you for the future you have been praying for. The challenge you are facing today might be the very thing that builds the strength you will need tomorrow. Many times, what feels like a loss is actually a lesson. What feels like a rejection is actually redirection. What seems like an ending is often the beginning of something greater. Think of the great athletes, musicians, and leaders who have made history. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Walt Disney was fired for lacking creativity. These individuals could have allowed adversity to define them. They could have accepted failure as the final word, but they refused. They kept pushing forward. believing that their struggles were not the end of their story. And because of that, the world remembers their names. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. If life were easy, if everything always went according to plan, you would never become the person you were meant to be. It is in the struggle that you learn patience. It is in the storm that you develop perseverance. It is in the valley that you gain wisdom. No lesson is ever wasted when you choose to learn from it. Adversity is a test, but it is also a teacher. It will show you your weaknesses, but it will also reveal your strengths. It will expose your fears, but it will also give you a chance to overcome them. The battles you face today are preparing you for victories you cannot yet see. So when hardship comes, do not shrink back. Do not let it convince you that you are not strong enough. Stand firm. Keep moving. Press on. Because one day you will look back at the struggles that once seemed unbearable, and you will realize that they were the very things that made you who you are. Success in life is not determined by talent alone, nor by intelligence, luck, or even opportunity. While all these things may play a role, the one quality that separates those who achieve greatness from those who fall short is persistence. The ability to keep going, to push forward when everything seems to be against you, is what defines true success. Many people have talent, many have dreams, but only a few have the persistence to keep working, to keep believing, and to keep fighting, no matter how many obstacles stand in their way. The journey toward any worthwhile goal is never smooth. There will be moments of failure, times when doors close, and seasons where nothing seems to be working. Some people take these challenges as a sign to give up. They convince themselves that if it were meant to be, it would have happened easily. But nothing of real value ever comes without persistence. Every great achievement in history is the result of someone who refused to quit. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors of all time, was once told that he was wasting his time. He conducted thousands of failed experiments before finally inventing the light bulb. When asked how he felt about failing so many times, he replied that he had not failed, he had simply found thousands of ways that did not work. That is the mindset of persistence. Instead of seeing failure as the end, it is viewed as a lesson, as part of the process, as a necessary step on the road to success. Michael Jordan, considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, did not make his high school varsity team the first time he tried out. Instead of letting that rejection define him, he used it as motivation to work harder. He practiced longer, pushed himself further, and eventually became one of the most celebrated athletes in history. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not always skill or ability. It is the refusal to give up. Life will test you. It will throw challenges in your path to see how badly you really want what you are chasing. Some people quit at the first sign of difficulty. Others keep going until they have no strength left. And then there are those who keep going even when they have no strength left, who push forward even when the odds are against them. These are the people who succeed, not because their journey was easier, but because their will was stronger. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working. You will wonder if all your effort is worth it. You will question whether you are on the right path. In those moments, remember that the breakthrough often comes right after the moment when most people give up. The difference between failure and success is often just one more attempt, one more step, one more day of refusing to quit. Persistence is not just about continuing to try. It is about learning, adapting, and growing. It is about taking failure and using it as a lesson. It is about facing rejection and not letting it crush your spirit. It is about knowing that every step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to where you need to be. Every great story of success has chapters filled with struggle. The famous writer who faced dozens of rejections before finally getting published. The entrepreneur who had to start over multiple times before building a successful business. The musician who played to empty rooms before their songs were heard around the world. The reason they made it was not because they never faced difficulties, but because they never let those difficulties stop them. When the road gets tough, you have two choices: give up or keep going. The easy choice is to quit, to walk away, to accept defeat. But persistence is choosing the harder road. It is standing firm in the face of adversity. It is refusing to let temporary setbacks define your future. The power of persistence is that it turns obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms failure into experience. It molds ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. No matter where you are, no matter what you are facing, if you keep pushing forward, if you refuse to give up, you will reach the other side. You will look back one day and realize that every struggle, every setback, every difficulty was not stopping you, it was shaping you. Every person is born with a purpose, a unique calling that only they can fulfill. Yet too many people go through life feeling lost, unsure of their direction, wandering without a sense of true meaning. They chase after things that offer temporary satisfaction, but leave them empty in the long run. Walking in purpose is about more than just existing. It is about living with intention, knowing that your life has meaning, and aligning your actions with something greater than yourself. It is about stepping into the role you were meant to play, embracing the gifts and talents you have been given, and using them to make an impact. Finding purpose does not always happen overnight. It is a journey of discovery, often shaped by trials, setbacks, and seasons of uncertainty. But every experience, both good and bad, plays a part in revealing the bigger picture. Purpose is not just about what you do, it is about who you become. It is about growing into the person you were created to be, refining your character, and developing the strength and wisdom needed to walk in the calling on your life. Many people spend years searching for their purpose, waiting for a clear sign or a perfect moment of revelation. But purpose is not something you find. It is something you step into. It requires action. It requires faith. It requires taking the first step, even when you do not have all the answers. Sometimes the path is revealed only as you move forward. The more you seek, the more you learn. The more you act, the more you grow. And as you continue walking, you begin to see how everything fits together. Walking in purpose does not mean life will be easy. In fact, challenges often arise when you are pursuing something meaningful. There will be obstacles, moments of doubt, and times when you question whether you are on the right path. But difficulties are not signs that you should give up. They are opportunities to grow stronger. Every great story of success is filled with moments of struggle. What sets apart those who fulfill their purpose from those who do not is the decision to keep going, even when it is hard. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to purpose. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But fear is a liar. It tries to convince people that they are not capable, that their dreams are too big, that their calling is beyond their reach. The truth is, no one starts out fully prepared. No one has all the skills, knowledge, or confidence on day one. Growth happens through action. Strength is built through perseverance. Those who walk in purpose are not those who never feel fear. They are the ones who refuse to let fear stop them. Comparison is another trap that keeps people from stepping into their purpose. It is easy to look at others and feel like you are not as talented, not as successful, not as far along as you should be. But purpose is not a competition. It is not about measuring yourself against someone else's journey. It is about embracing your own path, trusting that you are exactly where you need to be, and focusing on what you are called to do. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your unique purpose, you begin to walk with confidence and clarity. Walking in purpose also means using your gifts to serve others. Purpose is never just about personal success. It is about making a difference. It is about using what you have to uplift, inspire, and impact the lives of those around you. The most fulfilled people in life are not those who only chase after personal gain, but those who understand that their purpose is tied to something greater. They find joy in giving, in helping, in contributing to something beyond themselves. Every person has a purpose, but not everyone chooses to walk in it. Some allow fear to hold them back. Others get stuck in doubt and indecision. But those who step forward, who embrace the journey, who trust that they were created for something more, these are the ones who experience the fullness of life. Walking in purpose is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It is about deciding that the moment is now. It is about moving forward with faith, knowing that each step brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. The future holds limitless possibilities, yet many people struggle to believe in what lies ahead. They are weighed down by past disappointments, present struggles, and fears of the unknown. But belief in a greater future is what fuels perseverance, ignites hope, and gives people the strength to keep moving forward even when circumstances seem impossible. It is not just about wishful thinking, it is about choosing to see beyond the present, to hold onto faith, and to trust that better days are ahead. Every great achievement, every incredible success story began with belief. Before anything can change on the outside, it must first change within. Those who accomplish extraordinary things do not do so by accident. They see what others do not. They believe in possibilities that others ignore. They hold on to a vision of something greater, even when no one else can see it. That kind of belief is what moves mountains, breaks barriers, and turns dreams into reality. Doubt is one of the greatest obstacles to a greater future. It whispers that things will never change, that struggles will always remain, that hope is foolish. But doubt is a liar. It seeks to keep people trapped in the same cycles, stuck in fear and unwilling to step into something new. The truth is, the future is not determined by the past. No matter how many times someone has failed, no matter how difficult life has been, tomorrow always holds the possibility of something greater. The key is to believe in that possibility and to act on it. Belief in a greater future does not mean ignoring reality. It does not mean pretending that hardships do not exist or that challenges will disappear overnight. It means choosing to see beyond them, to recognize that struggles are temporary, and to trust that they are leading to something better. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, every setback endured is shaping the strength and wisdom needed for what is ahead. Too often, people limit their future because they base it on what they see today. They think that because their circumstances are difficult now, they always will be. But growth is a process. Seeds do not become trees overnight. Small steps lead to big transformations. The person who believes in a greater future understands that today's struggles are only a part of the journey and that perseverance leads to breakthroughs. Hope is a powerful force. It gives people the ability to endure hardships, to push forward when everything seems against them, and to see light even in the darkest moments. Hope is not weakness, it is strength. It is the fuel that drives action, the foundation of resilience, and the voice that says, keep going. Without hope, people give up too soon, settle for less than they are capable of, and stop reaching for the life they were meant to live. But with hope, anything is possible. Fear often tries to steal belief in a greater future. It fills the mind with worst-case scenarios, magnifies failures, and convinces people that taking risks is too dangerous. But fear is a barrier that must be overcome. The greatest accomplishments in history came from those who refused to let fear win. They moved forward even when they were afraid. They believed in something greater, and that belief gave them the courage to take the necessary steps toward change. The greater future does not come by accident. It comes through action. It requires faith, determination, and the willingness to keep moving forward even when progress seems slow. The dreams that seem out of reach today can become reality tomorrow if the right steps are taken. The person who continues to grow, to learn, and to push forward is the one who will see their future unfold in ways they never imagined. Every person has the ability to create a future that is greater than their present. It begins with a decision to believe, to hope, and to take action. The past does not define the future. Circumstances do not set permanent limits. The only true limits are the ones placed in the mind. But when belief is strong, when faith is unshakable, when the decision is made to pursue something greater, nothing is impossible. The future belongs to those who believe in it. There are moments in life when weakness feels overwhelming, when the weight of challenges is too heavy to carry, and when the strength to keep going seems to have vanished. In those times, it is easy to believe that weakness is a sign of failure, that struggling means you are not enough. But the truth is, some of the greatest victories are born from moments of weakness. Strength is not found in never falling. It is found in rising every time you do. It is found in pressing forward even when you feel like you have nothing left. Many people spend their lives trying to hide their weaknesses, fearing that they will be seen as incapable, unworthy, or inadequate. They believe that strength means never struggling, never doubting, never feeling afraid. But true strength is not the absence of weakness. It is the ability to keep going despite it. It is the understanding that struggle is part of the journey, and that even in moments of doubt and fear, there is something powerful being developed inside. Some of the most inspiring stories in history are not about people who had everything together. They are about those who faced impossible odds, who were broken, who had every reason to give up, but who found the courage to stand back up. They were not strong because they never felt weak. They were strong because they refused to let their weakness stop them. They discovered that when they had nothing left, when they had exhausted all their own strength, there was still something inside them that refused to quit. There is purpose in weakness. It is in the moments of greatest struggle that people learn what they are truly made of. Adversity forces growth. It pushes people beyond their comfort zones and challenges them to rise higher than they ever thought possible. Without struggle, there is no progress. Without difficulty, there is no transformation. The pain that feels unbearable today may be the very thing that shapes the strength needed for tomorrow. Think about the greatest athletes, leaders, and visionaries. They did not reach success without hardship. They faced rejection, failure, and loss. They had moments where they doubted themselves, where they felt weak, where they wanted to quit, but they pressed on. And in doing so, they became stronger. They learned that weakness is not the end of the story. It is a chapter in the journey. Pain and struggle often serve a greater purpose than we realize in the moment. Sometimes weakness teaches the value of resilience. Sometimes it reveals the importance of leaning on others for support. Sometimes it reminds us that strength is not always about doing everything on our own, but about having the courage to ask for help. There is strength in admitting when you need help. There is strength in acknowledging that you do not have all the answers. There is strength in facing your fears rather than running from them. Too often, people try to act as if they have everything figured out, believing that vulnerability is a sign of failure. But the strongest people are not those who pretend to be invincible. They are the ones who embrace their struggles and push through them with courage. Some of the most powerful lessons come through seasons of weakness. It is in those times that people discover what truly matters. They learn patience when life does not go as planned. They learn humility when they realize they cannot do everything alone. They learn perseverance when they have to fight through obstacles. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is shaping something greater inside. When everything feels overwhelming, when the road ahead seems impossible, that is the moment to remember that strength is not about never feeling weak. It is about what you do in those moments of weakness. It is about making the decision to keep going, even when everything inside you says to stop. It is about trusting that this season of struggle is not the end, but a step towards something greater. No one is without weakness. No one has walked through life without facing difficulty. But those who rise, those who refuse to quit, those who find purpose in the struggle, they are the ones who discover that strength is not about never falling. Strength is about never staying down. It is about standing back up time and time again until weakness is transformed into the very thing that makes you unstoppable. Growth is one of the most powerful forces in life. It is the process of becoming, of evolving into something greater than before. Yet many people resist growth because it is uncomfortable, uncertain, and often requires letting go of what is familiar. Growth means stepping beyond the limits of the past, challenging the way things have always been, and embracing the possibilities of what could be. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Change is an essential part of growth, yet it is something many people fear. They hold on to old habits, outdated mindsets, and past experiences because they feel safe. But safety does not lead to greatness. Staying the same, refusing to adapt, and resisting change only lead to stagnation. Growth requires movement. It demands stepping beyond the comfort zone and into the unknown. The greatest breakthroughs happen when people are willing to push beyond what they thought was possible and embrace the discomfort that comes with stretching into something new. Too often people define themselves by their past. They believe that because they have always been a certain way, they cannot change. They allow mistakes, failures, and disappointments to become permanent barriers to growth. But the truth is, the past does not define the future. Every person has the ability to change, to improve, to grow into the person they were meant to be. The key is to stop looking backward and start focusing on what is ahead. Growth is not about what has been lost. It is about what can still be gained. Some of the most successful people in history did not start with all the answers. They did not wake up one day as experts in their field. They grew into their success by learning, failing, adapting, and trying again. They were willing to be beginners, to make mistakes, to step forward even when they did not feel ready. Growth requires a willingness to learn. It requires humility to admit there is more to discover and courage to take action, even when the path is unclear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to growth. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Many people allow fear to control their decisions, keeping them trapped in the same patterns year after year. But growth is about moving forward despite fear. It is about understanding that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Every mistake is a stepping stone towards something greater. The only true failure is refusing to try. Growth also requires letting go. Letting go of old mindsets that no longer serve you. Letting go of relationships that hold you back. Letting go of limiting beliefs that keep you from stepping into your full potential. Holding on to what is familiar may feel comfortable, but it prevents new opportunities from taking root. Just as a seed must break open to grow into a tree, people must be willing to release the past in order to step into a greater future. The journey of growth is not always a straight path. There will be challenges, detours, and obstacles along the way. But those who embrace the process, who refuse to quit, who continue to push forward even when it is difficult, are the ones who experience the greatest transformation. Growth is not about reaching a final destination. It is about becoming better each day. Every person has the ability to grow, to improve, to become more than they were yesterday. It does not matter where you start. It does not matter what mistakes you have made. What matters is the decision to keep moving forward. Growth is a choice. It is a commitment to never settle, to always seek improvement, to believe that the best is yet to come. The process of growth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you embrace growth, you open yourself up to new opportunities, new experiences, and new possibilities. You step into a future that is not limited by the past, but defined by the potential of what is yet to come. Keep moving, keep learning, keep growing, because the greatest version of yourself is still ahead. Life is made up of moments, opportunities that come and go, decisions that shape the future, chances that appear for a brief time before disappearing forever. Too often people wait. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect level of confidence before taking action. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. The right moment is the moment you decide to act. Those who achieve great things in life are not the ones who wait for opportunities. They are the ones who seize them. Many people let fear hold them back. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making the wrong choice. But fear is nothing more than an illusion that keeps people trapped in hesitation. The greatest regrets in life do not come from the things people tried and failed at. They come from the things they never tried at all. The moments they let slip away, the chances they never took, the dreams they never pursued. Time moves forward, and every moment wasted is a moment that can never be reclaimed. Opportunities are everywhere, but they do not always announce themselves. They often come disguised as challenges, as risks, as moments of uncertainty. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait for a clear sign. They are the ones who take action even when they are unsure. They understand that growth happens in motion, not in waiting. Every great achievement, every incredible breakthrough started with a single moment of courage. Success is not reserved for those who have everything figured out. It is for those who are willing to start before they are ready, to step forward even when they are afraid, to say yes to the opportunities in front of them instead of letting doubt talk them out of it. Many people think they need more time, more preparation, more resources before they can take the leap. But the most successful people in the world were once just like everyone else, unsure, inexperienced, and full of questions. The difference is, they did not let those things stop them. Every moment holds potential. A single conversation can change the course of a life. A single decision can open doors that once seemed impossible. But none of it happens by accident. It happens when people decide to take action, to say yes to life, to stop overthinking and start doing. Excuses keep people stuck. They convince themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, next year. But time does not wait. One day turns into years, and before they know it, the opportunity is gone. There is no guarantee that the same moment will come again. The time to act is now. Some of the greatest success stories began with a single moment of boldness. The entrepreneur who started with nothing but an idea. The athlete who trained relentlessly even when no one believed in them. The artist who took a chance and shared their work with the world. None of them had certainty, but all of them had the courage to take the first step. Seizing the moment does not mean acting recklessly. It means recognizing that waiting too long can be just as dangerous as making the wrong move. It means trusting that even if the outcome is uncertain, taking action is always better than standing still. It means understanding that progress is made through action, not through hesitation. The truth is, there will always be reasons to wait. There will always be doubts, fears, and challenges. But those who achieve their dreams are the ones who act despite them. They do not wait for permission, for the perfect conditions, or for everything to make sense. They seize the moment because they know that opportunity favors the bold. Life is happening right now. The clock is always ticking. The only question is whether you will let the moment pass you by or whether you will take hold of it and make the most of the time you have. Because in the end, the people who live with the greatest fulfillment are not the ones who waited for the right time. They are the ones who decided that the right time is always now. Success is not determined by luck, intelligence, or talent alone. It is built on the foundation of self-discipline. Those who achieve greatness in any area of life understand that motivation comes and goes. But discipline is what keeps them moving forward. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when it is difficult inconvenient, or uncomfortable. It is the power to stay focused on a goal, to resist distractions, and to make consistent progress, even when immediate results are not visible. Self-discipline is the difference between those who wish for success and those who achieve it. Many people have dreams, ambitions, and desires, but only a few are willing to put in the consistent effort required to turn those dreams into reality. It is easy to start something with excitement, but what happens when the excitement fades? That is where discipline takes over. It is waking up early to train, studying when others are relaxing, working when no one is watching, and making sacrifices for the sake of a greater goal. One of the greatest obstacles to self-discipline is the temptation of immediate gratification. The world is full of distractions, quick fixes, and easy ways out. Social media, entertainment, and unhealthy habits constantly compete for attention. Many people fall into the trap of choosing what feels good in the moment rather than what is best in the long run. But discipline requires the ability to delay gratification, to say no to temporary pleasure in order to achieve lasting success. Those who master this skill gain an advantage over those who give in to every impulse. Discipline is not about making one big effort. It is about consistency. Anyone can be disciplined for a day, a week, or even a month, but true success comes from maintaining that discipline over time. A single workout will not make someone fit. A single productive day will not build a career. It is the small daily choices that lead to big results. Self-discipline is built through repetition, through pushing forward, even on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. One of the most powerful aspects of self-discipline is its ability to turn weakness into strength. When someone consistently practices discipline, they develop mental toughness. They learn to push past discomfort, to keep going when things get tough, and to build habits that support long-term success. Discipline strengthens the mind just as much as it strengthens the body or any skill. The more it is practiced, the stronger it becomes. Fear and self-doubt are common obstacles to discipline. Many people hesitate to take action because they are afraid of failure or rejection. But those who are disciplined do not allow fear to control them. They take action even when they are uncertain, knowing that growth comes through experience. They understand that failure is not the end, but a necessary part of the learning process. Every setback is an opportunity to refine skills, improve strategies, and come back stronger. Another important element of self-discipline is accountability. Those who are truly disciplined do not rely solely on their own willpower. They create systems that keep them accountable. They set clear goals, track progress, and surround themselves with people who challenge them to stay committed. They remove temptations and distractions, making it easier to stay focused. They understand that discipline is not about forcing oneself to work harder. It is about creating an environment that supports success. Discipline is not a restriction, it is freedom. It may seem like discipline limits choices, but in reality it expands them. The disciplined person has control over their life. They are not controlled by impulses, bad habits, or outside influences. They are in charge of their own destiny. They have the freedom to pursue goals with confidence, knowing that their actions will lead to results. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who do not is often not intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is discipline. The ability to stay committed, to show up every day, to push forward despite challenges, and to stay focused when distractions arise is what separates winners from those who settle. Discipline is the foundation of success, and those who master it have the power to create the life they desire. Pain is an unavoidable part of life. Everyone faces hardships, disappointments, and struggles that test their strength and challenge their spirit. But while pain can break some people, it can also build others. It has the power to destroy, but it also has the power to transform. The difference lies in how it is used. Some let pain define them, while others use it as fuel to push forward, grow stronger, and rise above their circumstances. Pain, when embraced with the right mindset, can become the greatest source of strength, resilience, and purpose. Every great success story is filled with moments of pain. Athletes endure grueling training, pushing through physical exhaustion to reach their peak. Entrepreneurs face rejection, failure, and financial struggles before they finally break through. Artists and creators experience criticism and doubt before their work is recognized. No one who has ever achieved something great did so without enduring difficulty. But what sets them apart is their decision to keep going, to take the pain they experience and turn it into power. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never can. It builds character, patience, and perseverance. It forces people to dig deep within themselves and discover a strength they never knew they had. When everything is easy, there is no need to push limits or find new solutions. But when faced with adversity, people are challenged to grow, adapt, and overcome. Pain becomes a teacher, shaping the mindset and attitude of those who refuse to let it break them. One of the most powerful ways to turn pain into power is by shifting perspective. Many people look at pain as something unfair, something that should not have happened to them. But pain can be reframed as an opportunity rather than a burden. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" a better question is, "What can I learn from this?" Every hardship carries a lesson. Every setback has the potential to lead to a greater comeback. The moment pain is seen as fuel instead of failure, it loses its power to destroy and instead becomes a force for transformation. Pain also strengthens resilience. Those who have faced hardship and kept going develop an inner toughness that cannot be shaken. They learn that they can endure, that they can survive, and that they can thrive despite their struggles. They realize that nothing is permanent, not success, not failure, not even pain. Every storm eventually passes, but the strength gained from weathering it remains. This resilience allows them to take risks, face challenges with confidence, and pursue their dreams without fear of failure. Pain can also be a source of deep motivation. Many of the most driven people in the world are those who have experienced great struggle. They know what it feels like to suffer, to be overlooked, to fight against the odds. Instead of allowing that pain to make them bitter, they use it to push harder, work smarter, and strive for something greater. They refuse to let their past define them and instead use it as a reason to become the best version of themselves. Another way to transform pain into power is by using it to help others. Some of the most impactful leaders, mentors, and change makers are those who have gone through difficult experiences and turned their pain into a purpose. They take what they have learned and use it to inspire, guide, and uplift others who are going through similar struggles. By doing so, they not only heal themselves, but also create a ripple effect that extends far beyond their own lives. Pain will always be part of the journey, but it does not have to be the end of the story. It can be turned into strength, wisdom, and motivation. It can fuel success, build character, and shape a future that is greater than the past. Those who learn to embrace their pain, to find meaning in their struggles, and to use every challenge as a stepping stone will discover that their greatest difficulties can become their greatest victory. The power is not in avoiding pain, it is in facing it, learning from it, and turning it into something greater. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. No one rises to greatness alone. The right people will inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better. On the other hand, the wrong people will drain your energy, fill your mind with negativity, and hold you back from reaching your potential. Choosing who you allow into your life is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. Energy is contagious. If you are surrounded by people who are driven, optimistic, and focused on growth, that energy will push you to do the same. But if you spend time with those who complain, make excuses, or settle for mediocrity, you will find yourself adopting the same habits without even realizing it. Your environment shapes you more than you might think, and the people around you are a huge part of that environment. If you want to grow, you must surround yourself with people who are growing. If you want success, you need to be around those who are striving for success. The right people will challenge you. They will push you out of your comfort zone and make you think bigger. They will call you out when you are not living up to your potential and will not allow you to make excuses. These are the people who believe in you even when you doubt yourself. They see what you are capable of and they push you toward it. They are not intimidated by your success because they are focused on their own growth as well. They celebrate your wins, encourage you through struggles, and hold you accountable to your goals. Negative people, on the other hand, will do the opposite. They will discourage you from taking risks. They will make you doubt your abilities. They will project their own fears and insecurities onto you because they do not believe they can achieve greatness themselves. These people may not always be obvious. Sometimes they disguise themselves as friends or even family members who seem to have your best interests at heart. But if they constantly bring negativity into your life, if they make you feel small instead of empowered, if they hold you back instead of lifting you up, then they are not the right people to have in your circle. One of the hardest but most necessary things to do in life is to distance yourself from relationships that no longer serve your growth. It does not mean you have to cut people off completely, but you do need to be mindful of how much influence they have over you. Time is your most valuable asset, and spending it with people who drain your energy is one of the fastest ways to slow down your progress. Instead, seek out people who inspire you. Find mentors, coaches, and friends who are on the same journey of self-improvement. Surround yourself with those who have a mindset of abundance, who believe that success is possible, and who are willing to put in the work to achieve it. The right people will not only push you forward, but they will also remind you of who you are when you forget. Life can be tough. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when setbacks feel overwhelming, and when you wonder if you are on the right path. Having the right people in your life means having a support system that lifts you up in those moments. They remind you of your strengths, of your vision, and of the progress you have already made. They help you refocus when you are lost and give you the encouragement you need to keep going. Dreams, ideas, and plans mean nothing without action. Many people have incredible visions for their lives, filled with goals they want to achieve and changes they want to make. Yet the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not intelligence, luck, or even talent. It is action. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the force that turns dreams into reality, transforms potential into progress, and separates those who achieve from those who only wish. Far too many people wait for the perfect moment before they take action. They convince themselves that they need more time, more knowledge, more resources, or more confidence before they start. But waiting for the perfect moment is an illusion. There is no perfect moment. There will always be doubts, uncertainties, and challenges. But the people who succeed are those who take action despite them. They understand that clarity comes from action, not just from thinking. The more they move forward, the more they learn, adjust, and grow along the way. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people hesitate to take action. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown holds so many people back from stepping into their full potential. But fear loses its power when faced with action. The moment you take a step forward, fear starts to shrink. Action builds confidence, and confidence leads to more action. It is not about being fearless. It is about taking action despite the fear. Every great achievement in history came from people who felt fear but moved forward anyway. Action also leads to momentum. Starting is often the hardest part, but once you begin, you create movement that becomes easier to maintain. A single step forward, no matter how small, creates progress. It shifts your mindset from hesitation to commitment. When you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable. One decision leads to another, and soon, what once felt impossible becomes a natural part of your journey. The key is to start, no matter how small the step may be. Many people mistake planning for progress. They spend months or even years thinking about their goals, researching and preparing, but they never take real steps toward execution. Planning is important, but it should never replace action. A mediocre plan executed with action is far more powerful than a perfect plan that never leaves the paper. Success is built on doing, learning, and adjusting along the way. The best way to figure out what works is to take action and course correct as needed. Taking action also separates dreamers from doers. Everyone has ideas, but ideas without execution are meaningless. The world does not reward potential, it rewards results. The greatest businesses, inventions, and works of art were not created by people who simply thought about them. They were created by those who took action, failed, adjusted, and kept moving forward. Progress belongs to those who are willing to do the work, not just think about it. Another important truth about action is that small, consistent steps lead to massive results over time. Many people look at successful individuals and only see the outcome, not the thousands of small actions that led to it. Every book written started with a single word. Every great athlete started with a single workout. Every thriving business started with a single sale. Success is not built in one giant leap. It is built through daily, disciplined action. Those who take action consistently, even when they do not feel like it, are the ones who eventually succeed. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. It steals time, creates stress, and keeps people stuck in the same place year after year. Those who wait until they feel ready will often never start. But those who take action, even when they feel unprepared, put themselves in the position to grow, learn, and move forward. Action creates opportunities that would never have appeared otherwise. When you take action, doors open, connections form, and new possibilities emerge that you could not have predicted. Excuses will always be available, but so is the opportunity to take action. You can either make progress or make excuses, but you cannot do both at the same time. The people who achieve their goals are not the ones who had perfect circumstances. They are the ones who refused to let their circumstances stop them. They did not wait for permission, ideal timing, or absolute certainty. They took action, learned from experience, and kept going. The most powerful thing you can do today is take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when everything feels right, but now. No matter how small the step, no matter how uncertain the path, action is what turns dreams into reality. Those who move forward, even imperfectly, are the ones who change their lives.